All right, welcome back. I've got a new video today on a vehicle that I just went and picked up from down to San Diego. It's an M1163 Growler, and this is a little different than the other ones that I've done, a little different than the M1161s. This one's a two-seater. It actually did come, they actually did have a third seat in the back. This is missing the seat and the roll cage. What this did, this was made to fit in the V-22 Osprey, just like the M1161. Also under the CH-53 or inside CH-53 or CH-47 helicopter, and I think they also were certified for C-130 fixed wing. This here actually towed a French mortar system, our mortar launcher. It was a 120 millimeter mortar, different than all the other mortars that the U.S. uses, and that was part of the controversy on these, was because it was shooting at that French mortar. I'm not sure why they did that or what, but so what they would do is two of these would have to go out together, and you know, hooked up on a hitch in the back, they would have the you know, the mortar launcher, and then another one of these would come with it, and it had a trailer that held 20, I think it was 25 or 50 mortar shells. So I don't know how much use these things got, but everyone I've seen seems like they're really heavily used. Like they did see quite a bit of action, unlike the 1161s, which seemed like they got kind of lighter duty. You know, those had the 50 cal mounted on them. So anyways, I picked this up to do an evaluation for the owner. He picked up a few vehicles, I think 2 of each, I believe is what he bought. And he had me pick this up and bring it back so that I can go through it and see what it's going to need to get this thing in prime condition. I haven't even really dug into this yet. You know, the airbags don't look too bad. I'm sure it's going to need CVs. Every one I've touched has needed CVs. Yeah, it's going to need CV joints. This thing saw a little bit of salt water, but the body is in good shape. It's not rusted out. There's just a couple, you know, some things you could tell got some salt water on them. You know, like some of these pins, you can see by that thick, gnarly rust on there. But it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like it did a whole lot of beach action or, you know, ocean water foraging. It just has a rust in certain areas like that. You know, it's got a little corrosion on the aluminum, but overall it's not in bad shape. I've seen a lot worse from salt water. So I need to put some batteries in it, or jump start it and get it off my trailer. I'll put it up on the lift, and we'll give it the once over here at the Growler Healing Lands, and hopefully this works out for the guy, you know, so we can just not have to put too much money into it, you know, just to make it something usable for him. Here's a cool logo right here on the windshield, some type of marine logo. See, there was something else that was cool on it. Oh yeah, right here, it was labeled Gun 1. I don't know what that's about, but that's pretty cool. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start it up, and I'll get a little more video here after I get it started and when I roll it off the trailer. Alright, so I've got Growler number 262 plugged in. Fortunately, I got one of these jump start umbilical cords with mine, so I've got it plugged into the back here. And yeah, there's no batteries at all in it, so I just made sure that the positive cables weren't touching anything metal inside the battery box. One thing I neglected to do was to introduce this with the proper name. It is Growler number 35. So let's see what happens here. Let's see. Work. Yeah, its start lever is a little rusty. It's kind of sticking on. Don't have any gauges, but that could be because we don't have the second battery, because we're not getting everything that's 12 volt, because we're just running just 24. And the way that these hook up, you have 24 volts hooked up to both batteries in series, and then they just tag onto the first battery, or well, the battery with the ground cable on it, to get 12 volt out. So that's not going to run the gauges, and probably it's not going to run the well, maybe it won't run the transmission computer. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Let me see if it goes under gear here. transfer case was stuck in neutral, and it took a little bit of fiddling around, and I finally got it to move. So that's something I've got to check out as well. But you know, honestly, it feels like the shift cable's broken. I feel no like resistance on that at all. So I think the cable might be broken, or it's not connected to the transmission. So I'm just gonna have to drag this into the shop and get it up on the lift and see what we have going on. But it starts, it runs good. The oil, I checked the oil and water or coolant, they look good, they look clean. Engine smooth. Take care of the transmission. Okay, so let's see where the lever was. And I have it in the park, so now let's put it down to as far as I can go, second gear. Yeah, there it is. The cable's broken right there. So I will be able to shift it into gear. I'll just have to do it manually. The parking brake cable is jammed up. It got some salt water too, so it's not going to work. So I'm going to have to get it set and ready to get off the trailer and chalk up the wheels or something so I can get it into gear without, you know, doing something stupid here. So let me get all that done and then I'll get the camera back on. All right, as you can see, I got it off. The problem is that the cable for the transmission selector is broken. So I was able to get it into gear just manually off the lever on the bottom, and then just drove it off. So it is, that's a good thing. So we know the transmission's good. And I was actually able to get the transfer case to shift. It's a little stiff, but I was able to get it shift, so I might be able to lubricate that cable. If not, we'll have to replace it. But this one here for the transmission it's actually stuck now. The cable's stuck against them, but we're definitely gonna have to change that cable. So anyways, I'll make another video when I get this thing up on the lift and I go through it more thoroughly. But I just want to get a video out. I haven't had one out in about 2 weeks. So just want to get this one in here just to introduce it. So anyways, stay tuned.